Okay. This is putting both days of what we've done together, finding angles and finding sides. So if I'm looking to find angle Y first, with respect to angle Y, I have two sides, 17 and 10. And what are 17 and 10 going to be? Hypotenuse, opposite, or adjacent? Opposite and adjacent. So it sounds like I'm using tangent. And specifically, inverse tangent to find the angles. So I have 17 over 10. And what's that end up giving you? Degree measure. 59.54. Okay, so now if I want to find angle Z then, this is angle Y with respect to angle Z. You could subtract, but I'm wanting to practice more. Tangent, okay, because we still have opposite over adjacent. And it would be instead which ratio this time? 10 over 17. And that's going to give you what degree measure? 30.47 degrees equals angle Z. All right. So now let's say I want to use trigonometry to find side x. I know you could use Pythagorean theorem. I heard some of you say that. Adjacent hypotenuse, so cosine. So cosine, let's say I'm using angle Z. So I'm going to use angle Z here. So cosine of 30.47 is going to equal what ratio? 17 over x, adjacent over hypotenuse. So what do I got to do when I have an x in the denominator? Multiply by x, and then divide by cosine of 30.47. You just got to remember, that is just a number. Okay, and x ends up giving you what? 19.72. All right. Now, I wasn't really worried about rounding here, clearly. That's more specifically when you're dealing with really large numbers where we'll start caring more about that. But as we have two significant digits, we could round, but I think rounding to two significant digits here is going to be not near as accurate. So I'd be fine with 19.7, 59.5, and 30.5. Okay, rounding to a tenth, because I don't think the two significant digits would accurately represent this. Okay, this next one. How can I find angle Z? The easiest way. Angle Z? Huh? 90 minus 15 because of their complements. Yep. So that's going to be 75 degrees. Okay. So we know what that is. It's 75 degrees. Okay, so now I want to find x. So what ratio do I need to use? What's that? Tangent. So tangent of 15 equals 8 over x? X over 8, because we have opposite over adjacent. Okay, multiply by 8. And x ends up giving you what? Okay, So now, if we're using procedural fluency, any procedure you know to help you, what would the most expedient way to find y be? Pythagorean theorem. 8 squared plus 2.14 squared equals y squared. Take the square root, and y ends up giving you what? 8.28. Okay? Who can help me out on this one? Kaylee?
So to find z, I use the Pythagorean theorem because that one's pretty easy.
Okay, 3 squared plus 4 squared equals z squared. And you got z to equal 5. Okay? We know what that is. Who can help me find an angle? Dakota?
Just use the inverse cosine for x.
Oh, inverse cosine? Okay. So cosine of, what's the ratio going to be? 4 over 5. That'll give me x, and that is what? Okay. And then y now? Okay, we could use tangent. We could do it mentally. We could use tangent, whatever. So if I want to do the tangent of y, what's the ratio going to be? 4 over 3. And that degree measure? 53.13. Okay. Here's the things you have to remember. So if you want a short notes session here, make sure that you know the mnemonics, so katoa. Okay. Make sure you remember that inverse trig ratios help to find angle measures. Regular trig ratios help you find what? Yep, help to find sides. Today, when you're dealing with contextual pictures, at one point you'll be asked to draw. So I always need to see a drawn picture. Things that people forget. Remember starting heights. Remember units. Don't round until your end answer. helps you be more precise. Yeah. That is